Hey guys, I'm a fish guy here doing a video care sheet on the Viper shrimp. Now this is a new one to me. I've actually kept one in the past years back when I was actually able to special order some of the invertebrates that I kept. So I'm going to get into a care sheet. There's going to be a video after this. It's going to be kind of going over what I'm going to be doing in the fish room and kind of show you some of the stuff that I've been working on. I know I did some updates, some fish updates. I did peel the stickers off. So for all you guys that commented on that, they're off. So here we go, the Viper shrimp. These guys are from Africa. They're wild caught if you get them. Now usually there's like a brown to a blue coloration on them, and as they mature they get about like a darker black as they get older. They're going to live anywhere from about 4 years depending on temperature. Being from Africa, they do like a warmer water, about 75 to about 82 degrees usually. I kept mine at about 78 degrees. It's usually the ideal temperature I keep a lot of my fish at, just because 78 is an easy temperature to keep. With the ambient room temperature, it allows them, the heaters not to work as hard, and if they do, it's not going to boil your fish. So pH is actually relatively easy for this. It's 6.5 to about 7.7. They can take quite a wide range, so it was perfect when I lived in New York when I had this guy, because the water there is about 7.8 and he did perfectly fine. So, like I said, they're really cool. But what's unique about these guys is, unlike your regular like crayfish out there, these guys are like a giant filter feeder. If you've ever seen bamboo shrimp or anything like that, they kind of have like the fans that they pop out. These guys, their front claws are really just like a soft bristle. So what they do is, to feed, they're going to face the current and they're going to catch things like mosquito larvae, daphnia, any kind of small crustacean, some types of algae. So pretty much what they're going to be doing is facing the current of the water head on and basically fanning open their, what they call claws. This is going to almost look like a feather duster, but it's real hard to see sometimes just because it is like a thin, clear type of skin almost, but it's not. So that's usually the best way to describe it. So if you do get these guys in the aquarium, it's important to basically make sure you're feeding them the right things. Crush things into powder. If you have algae wafers, take a rolling pin to it and crush it up. If you have freeze-dried krill, you can crush that up as well. You can break up brine shrimp, like a freeze-dried brine shrimp, real fine and put it in the water. But what's key to these guys, they are a nocturnal invertebrate. So during the day they're going to be hiding underneath rocks, caves, driftwood, anywhere they can pretty much seek shelter. So what you want to make sure you're doing is, when you're feeding them in the aquarium, you want to make sure you're feeding them, putting the food in right before you're turning off the lights. That way they can kind of make their way into the tank to eat. So another thing with these guys, they come from fast moving streams. So you want to make sure that you have some kind of power head, some kind of water movement that's constant in the aquarium. And when you are feeding them, put that food into the actual current of the water, because like I said, they face head on and open those fans up, and that's how they catch the food. So like I said, these guys, they get their name. I'm not sure why they call it a Viper shrimp. I'm sure there's some different ideas out there, but they are basically a giant filter almost. So they almost kind of remind me of the bamboo shrimp a little bit, and I love the bamboo shrimp. They're easy to get around here. They run about $10, but if you're looking for the vampire shrimp, $36 to $40 is usually what you're going to pay. Might be a little bit more depending on where you live, because you're probably going to have to ship these guys in and or import them, whatever you have to do with drop shipment or anything like that. So that's pretty much all the information on the Viper shrimp. These guys are really cool. The coloration on them is really unique. May not be as nice and as bright as some of your other, bred crayfish out there, but just the name alone interests people into these guys, and they make them actually a pretty unique centerpiece of an aquarium. Like I said, because they're wild caught, so you really don't see these a whole lot. And they're just really, really cool, really, really bulky looking. They have really, really strong body parts for their legs and everything like that. I'll put a link down below to a bunch of different pictures of these guys throughout their lifespans, different colorations of them. Like I said, there's blue, brown, the black as they get older, but I will put a link down below so you guys can check all those pictures out of these guys. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please post it down below. Check out my website, mafishguy.com.